The Kansas-Nebraska Act was passed by Congress on May 30th, 1854. This act allowed the territories of Nebraska and Kansas to decide for themselves whether they would be allowed to have slavery in their territories, aka popular sovereignty. This act repealed the previously enacted Missouri Compromise of 1820, which admitted Missouri as a slave state and Maine as a free state, in an attempt to preserve a balance of power in Congress between slave and free states. However, this single act of legislation was one of the most influential causes of the Civil War. The news of this act, although strongly supported by the South, infuriated the people of the North, and caused slavery supporters of the South and anti-slavery supporters of the North to rush into the state. Slavery supporters of the South and abolitionists from the North flooded into Kansas the night before the elections. They illegally casted their votes for the candidates that supported their views on slavery. Settlers of the North held an election of their own, denying the results of this fraudulent election. As a result, two separate governments were then set up in that territory. In addition, a series of violent acts were then carried out by both sides, known as Bleeding Kansas. President Franklin Pierce then took action by sending in federal troops to stop the violence and also demand another election. Pro-slavery supporters won, and the election was deemed fraudulent once again. This resulted in Kansas not becoming a state at all until after the Civil War. This furthered the increase in tensions between the North and the South, paving the way for the Civil War. This also changed the mindsets of the people as they began to realize that there is no definite solution to the issue of free states versus slave states. Therefore, secession and a civil war was inevitable.